Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, the ACDP has taken note of this report, and it is the theme of the meeting for the Standing Committee was to bring to light the rise of gender-based violence as an aspect of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant lockdowns in the SADC region. Now, South Africa, as we know, had one of the world's longest and harshest COVID-19 lockdowns and was not spared the scourge and the increase that the statistics showed. That lockdown led to thousands of businesses closing and millions of people losing employment. And of course, as the Honorable Mente pointed out, that homes became prisons and a lot of abuse took place in those homes, despite the best actions of people trying to prevent that. Sadly, many clergymen and faith-based organizations were not granted essential service status to be able to counsel and assist those women and children that were experiencing this violence taking place. Now, this SADC report is very important because, as other speakers have indicated, it quotes the increase of intimate partner violence, 13% across the world and 20% across sub-Saharan Africa. And it is sad because clearly what we debated in the previous debate of 16 days of activism is broader, and one sees that also in the SADC region. But one does, as the ACDP, we welcome this report and we welcome the fact that a number of issues were highlighted, practical evidence-based recommendations to SADC member states and other stakeholders to ensure that actions against gender-based violence were mainstreamed in the COVID-19 response. But clearly, we need to make sure we never have such a severe lockdown ever to take place again, because that, in South Africa's context, caused a lot of the gender-based violence and the increase. Member states in this context were urged to take various action steps, including to incorporate anti-violence messages and available resources and social, psychological, health, and legal services available for survivors in mass media to make that communicable. And also to ensure that women's centers, shelters, domestic violence helplines, police protection, legal aid, and other critical services were identified as essential services. And I would add, faith-based organizations as well. And identify safe spaces where victims could report abuse without alerting perpetrators. The ACDP would like to thank the participants in this very important discussion. We'd like to thank this report, and in particular, the Honorable Kate Belankulu, who represented South Africa at the SADC Forum. We support this report. I thank you.
Thank you.